Embassy Culture, the place to be. We are running a program called Speak Your Mind. Guess who's in the studio? Yes, Matthew Sampson. Yes, he's sitting next to me. We have Matthew in this desk. Matthew, welcome.
It's good to be here.
Absolutely.
Expecting great things.
Absolutely.
From you and from me.
All right, from me. Are we interviewing me as well?
Moving as one.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. We've been running this program called Speak Your Mind and Let's Be Real. So please, Matthew, just be as real as possible, you know. And we have so many people listening to us, and so many people are following us on Facebook and on YouTube and on TikTok. And right now on your phone, we are looking at you, watching you. Yes, Matthew. So very simple topic, you know, and I think it's possibly passionate towards you. What does Jesus mean to you? You know, it's a powerful question. What does Jesus mean to you? Because it identifies you, obviously. You know, your response will identify you. It will place you on a you know, in a frame. You know, sort of. That's that people. But before we jump into that, if I say the word Jesus, what does that mean to you?
Jesus. I will take you to BC, before Christ, in my life, before Christ, you know. And that was the part without him. That was the part of my life without him. And at that time, Jesus was the most famous person in the world.
Okay.
He was the most famous person. For what reasons, I did not know. And he was like this great guy, genuine guy who had no filter, who said a thing and he said it, he left it there, and he caused you to ponder upon things, because most people, when they come to Jesus, they don't actually understand what he says, because most of the things he says he's speaking in parables, and it's frustrating in that way, because before Christ, before Jesus, I was frustrated, and it was frustrated in a way that I couldn't understand. Is this the purpose of life? Is this the meaning? Is this the direction where I need to go into, or do I just follow my own way because I don't understand him? You know, because I'm frustrated with him. And eventually, reality came, knocked on my front door, and when I opened, it was Jesus. Hey, it was him, and he expressed who I am in him, not who I am in the world, but who I am in him. Because you are living, and at this time, AD, after Christ, after his death and after his resurrection within us all, we are walking with the most famous person who have ever heard before.
Sure.
Most famous and more powerful. And it's beyond all things that I could. The best decision I made in my life was to open that door of my heart unto
him. Man, what? As I'm saying, Matthew Sampson is in the studio. And we are just unpacking, you know, the Guinea is full, is loaded, and just wants to express even deeper. Matthew, why Jesus? Why was it Jesus that opened it? And how do you know it was Jesus that opened the door? Wasn't it Moses or somebody else that opened the door? How do you know it was Jesus? Wasn't it Peter? Maybe Peter? I don't know. I don't know if it's Peter or James or... How do you know it was Jesus that opened the door? Or when you open the door, there was Jesus. How do you know that was Jesus?
Upon opening the door,
there
is this view in the Bible that says, "By your fruits you are known."
Okay.
So if you were to open the door and someone call himself Jesus, you're going to call yourself Jesus and expect people to follow you if you do not have that fruits of him, the character of him, you know. But because once I opened the door, I was blown away by this act of salvation, the act of redemption, the act of taking me from death unto life. And that is when I knew that it couldn't have been Peter, it couldn't have been Paul, it couldn't have been Moses, because the only one who died and resurrected and took everything away, took every darkness away, took every death away, was him. And that is when I approached and encountered a redemption, a profound and incomprehensive change that could only be answered by him, answered by the very change that could only be from the heavens.
Okay.
That is supernatural. I mean, the greatest miracle of all. The greatest miracle of all is a salvation. Is the salvation of the soul, passing from death to life. Not just physically. We could do that in a snap of a finger.
Yes.
But within us, it is far different than the outside appearance.
Okay.
And that is when I experienced and encountered there's something that changed inside when I opened the door.
Wow. Inside out.
Inside.
Okay. From inside outside.
Exactly.
So it's not outside inside. All right. Matthew, I just to rewind a little bit. So you speak about your frustration period. Just a little bit on that. So that because I mean, obviously there's a million guys just like you that's possibly going through exactly the same frustration or had the same frustration, angry towards this Jesus that you are highly giving accolades and giving glory unto.
So, in frustration, it was, what is the purpose of life? Is there heaven? Is there hell? Am I gonna go to heaven or am I gonna just go to hell? Because I didn't know what it means to end up in heaven. And that was the frustration. I didn't know what purpose of life that I should follow, because I had this view that there's only a right in terms of your career, in terms of your path and your way of life and your success in life. There's only one way. And I thought I was paranoid and frustrated that I was going to choose the wrong way. I end up in a place of hell eventually, of death eventually, of unsatisfaction and unfulfillment of life. Wow. And then that was the frustration that that approached me. And I could even see it among my friends. They were when you speak about the topic of Jesus, there's just a change of subject. There's a change of subject, because how can this God that is all-knowing, sovereign, and is created all the universe, let my grandma die, let my sister die, let my brother get robbed, and all these things? And that is the question that people mostly have. That is questions that I had. Why am I in this situation of lack? Why am I born in a family where it is inadequate? In stuff like that, and that causes an identity crisis.
Of course.
Because you don't know why things happen, and you don't know why it happens to you.
Of course.
Because all that condemnation comes now to you, it's your guilt that comes upon you, and now you're looking for someone to blame. And the only one to blame, you feel, is the one who created this all.
Even though at that same point you possibly didn't believe in who created the world.
Exactly.
And so somebody who has nothing to do with the matter is getting the blame for something that he has possibly nothing to do with. And so what you're literally telling me is that there's a lot of angry people out there.
Definitely.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. Because upon my experience even with young people, I'm at the university, I'm on campus. They have this thought that everything goes wrong because one who's in control allows things to go wrong. But they don't understand free will. They don't understand the choices that people make that causes them to go into that place. Even though they do believe in a deity, in someone higher that is always looking and seeing and following, but they are the ones that are actually living that pathway of destruction.
I hear you.
Of going against. It's like, can I go a bit deep?
No. Matthew Sampson. Matthew Sampson. Do you see what happens? You see, I'm being interviewed here as we're speaking. Matthew, thank you for being here, man. Thank you for having us. Unfortunately, we have to cut short because of time. Thank you for watching Embassy Culture, the place to be. Find the cave. Sir, you must please do come back. I think we must do a second edition.
There's a part two that is loading.
Oh, the part two is loading? Alright?
Loading.
Embassy Culture. Find the cave. Find your place. Thank you for watching.